Well, congratulations, everyone. The ship has been freed. This is really good news. The ship was the physical embodiment of inflation, folks. Just within the last 15 minutes, this ship has been freed. It was just about 30 minutes ago, actually, that I was reading that the one of the port captains here was suggesting that, look, the bow is stuck in the clay. That movement we had yesterday was the easy part, he said, and getting the bow out of the clay is going to be the hard part. Well, excuse me. Now the ship is officially fully cleared, and it is moving. It is moving. It is driving. The motor is on. The ship is out of the way, and the physical embodiment of inflation, just like what we expect to happen with inflation, is here for a little bit to haunt us, and is now leaving. This is very good. This is you can see this. This is the vessel finder here. You could see this by going to metkevin.com, 1e, metkevin.com/evergreen. I know the ship is the Ever Given and the company's Evergreen, but that's what I made the link. And you could track the thing move. So everybody is moving. There you go. It actually just updated. Oh, this is great. That's really good. I have to say, this morning I was up when the pre-market trading started, and things weren't looking too pretty. This morning, 5.5 hours ago, I'm pretty sure we had Tesla was down. I don't know, like 3%, 2.5%, 3%. NEO was down like 4 or 5%. Things have somewhat slightly gotten a little bit better, which is nice. So let's see how things are responding here in the market, especially now that we have news of this ship being free, which I know there are a lot of folks who are like, oh, Kevin, come on, it was just a ship. No, it was literally the embodiment of inflation. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump on over to all stocks here and see what's going on. All right, so we've got EXPI down 4% for some reason this morning. Let's take a quick peek here and just see if there's any particular news here. 3 days ago. Okay, no real particular news here other than the CEO that I just spoke with selling some shares. Which when we spoke with him, he said, "Oh yeah, I sold some shares because it was pre-established that I regularly sell shares." Okay. NAT, the Nordic American tankers, down 4% here. It seemed like when this Suez Canal situation happened, a lot of folks got really excited about buying like oil storage. Anyway, so that's, here you go. This is now reversing that trade. Yeah, Roblox down 3.41%. Shift also down 3% here. Microvision down 2.6%. Neo's down 2.4%. Actually, Neo only be down 2.4%. Not so bad with the news that we've had about them partially shutting down their facilities, having to sell some parts to Tesla, raise some cash. I don't know. There's just a lot of negative things to look at right now regarding Neo, which usually my favorite times, honestly, to just go in there and buy. The Chinese government's not letting Neo go bankrupt, so not something I'm super worried about. Although you could get diluted, they could always raise a bunch of money in the market and dilute your shares a bunch. They would do that before going bankrupt. I don't know if that makes you feel better. But anyway, what else do we have here? Upstart is wow, okay. Upstart's at 140. Upstart's the one that has just consistently been running like crazy here, and up 15%. Geez, up 15% on Friday. Now down about 1.7%. By the way, today is a 4-day week. We will not be trading on Friday. Blink, Nordstrom. So we've actually got some recovery plays, a little bit red here. We've got, well, actually just Nordstrom right here. Nordstrom, Gap, Zillow, Jiva, all these guys down about 1%. Churchill Capital's down a little bit. This was worse in the pre-market as well. Churchill Capital, I'm pretty sure, was down like 3% earlier this morning. So let's see. Yeah, a little difficult to tell here in the pre-market. But anywho, yeah, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. I could have. Maybe I got that one mixed up. I could have sworn it was down more, but looking at the chart, apparently it wasn't. So it's down about 1% right now. Things actually seem to somewhat be recovering right now. We'll see. Peloton's down about 0.8% at 105.5. Sounds like a radio station. Starbucks, Redfin. I mean, lots of things slightly red here, but honestly, for coming into the market here this week, doesn't seem so horrible. What's green? Certainly everything's red. Pretty much everything's red. I feel like when we get this opening bell, we're just going to see like a 90% red chart. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's more like 50-50. But anyway, Naked and Cost are the only things green here, along with Virgin Galactic. Maybe Virgin Galactic because of the Kathy Woods fund. Sorry, excuse me. All right, let's here. Take a look at this. NAT, Nordic American Tankers, plummeting here at the open on news of the ship being freed here. Not a shocker here. It looks like Rocket Mortgage is actually up today as well. Let's take a peek at this here. All right, let's see here. Oh, thank you for this. Somebody just shared with me. NEO signs deal with German retail giant on charging infrastructure partnership. Announced Monday that it has signed a strategic partnership with the China arm of a German retail giant Metro to work together on building charging stations and battery swap stations. That's good. Thanks for sharing that. Course member, thanks for sharing that. Shout out. Raving Maniac. Awesome. Appreciate you. All right. So, yeah, look at this Roblox. Just Roblox having a really hard time to get off that IPO pricing. Not sure what it is, but it just seems like getting Roblox off the IPO is like next to impossible. It's so weird. It just always rubber bands down to where IPO pricing is. That's a bummer. But yeah, Nordic essentially in free fall here. Also, not a surprise. Let's go back a day though here. We probably saw this. Let's see. When did we see this run? It was really Friday that we saw this run. Yeah. And that's kind of selling off now. All right. So, yeah, down 9%. Okay, what's running up? Cost, Naked, Rocket for some reason. Rocket Mortgage up. Bitcoin and Rocket up 5%. Wow. Zachary, thank you for saying that. I finally bought your course this morning after months of waiting, and it was totally worth it. If anybody is on the fence, do it. Thanks again. Oh, I appreciate that. If Square nosedives any faster, it'll halt. We say, okay, what's happening at Square? Square was actually one of the few things green in the pre-market early this morning. Let's see. Oh, yeah, those are some nice red candlesticks here at Square. Let's see what's going on. It's down 1.3%. Tesla's down about 1.3% as well. Shift Technology 1.3. It's like the market's down just a consistent 1 to 1.5% today, and then we've got some fluctuations off that. Arrival down 3.4%. Playboy's down a little bit. Plug Power 2.5%. Just honestly, it seems weird that we are so red again. I mean, it's not like a deep red, but it's just red again, and it's exhausting. It's just like we've had enough now. Oh, look at this. Peloton has now gone green. Peloton now at 107. Okay. We've got coupon. Let's see here. Apple. What is this? Yeah, Apple and American. Okay, up about 0.5%. Beyond Meat is at 130. I mean, that's really close to my 120. 120, by the way, is where I go. That's where I buy Beyond Meat. 130 is pretty close to that. Cost is running today. Look at that run on Cost. Nice. This is I would not be shocked. This is the traders moving in. It's like, Cost up 10% today. That's it. Move in. Everybody this way. Yeah, look at that. Now it's at 13%. Hey, I mean, these are the ones to make the big swing trades on. These are the ones that move big. Roblox now down 4%. A little bit more pain here. Yeah. Okay, let's listen in for a moment here, and then we'll jump on over to Bloomberg as well. Let's listen into what they're talking about here. That's pretty shocking, honestly. I mean, it was totally true what Kramer just said, that as soon as Trump left or was forced to leave, people thought that's it. Twitter's dead.
I think numbers are coming back there. Carl, one of the things when you talk to these consumer product companies.
But let's get off of that for a moment here. Let's hit this.
Fragile, but it is very sensitive. I think of it as
I love this red banner right here. I mean, this red banner is just music to my ears. Giant ship finally freed, allowing Suez Canal to reopen. This is so good. I mean, I can't stress enough how I mean, for me, oh, nice big movement here. That's what I like seeing. I want to see that ship at like some open port, like I don't know, put it over here in a corner or something like that, or anywhere over here is fine too. Just like get this thing away. Golly, just let's see if other ships have entered here. I don't know. It's just it's like it's such a relief to see this. This website loads not the fastest, but yeah. Again, if you wanted to go to this website and play around yourself, metkevin.com/evergreen with one E there. Sometimes it takes a little moment to load, but yeah, exactly. I don't even know where mine went. So anyway, I'll type it in metkevin.com/evergreen, one E, and that'll recenter on this guy. Okay, we'll come back to that.
David Leibovitz, can you comment on that?
Of course. So I think that
that guy's mic is horrible.
Position to take advantage of opportunity here going forward makes a lot of sense. Since the election last fall, since the news on the vaccines, we really haven't seen a material pullback in the market more broadly. We've seen it in pockets of the market, we've seen it in tech, but the broader S&P 500 has remained relatively resilient. And I always think about the potential for volatility as really increasing when expectations and reality become a bit divorced. And that's why I think we are coming up on a pretty pivotal moment, which will dictate the direction of markets during the back half of this year.
All right. I see a lot of commentary here about NEO. What's going on with NEO, folks? No, the stern. It's not just the stern, folks. The car. Jeez. Hello, Kevin. Get your coffee, will you? The vessel has been freed. We are free, and the market is now unlocked to go to the moon. Yeah, this is good. Good job, NEO. NEO was down to 34 early pre-market here, and we've got a very, very solid climb here on NEO. Honestly, I mean, at $36, it is so cheap, so freaking cheap. Jeez. All right, Peloton at 108. People are underestimating Peloton, by the way. I'm gonna make a big video here. I don't know, eventually. Although I say that and then I never end up making it. Oh well, you heard it here. So what else here? NEO 1 point. Okay, NEO Peloton kind of fighting for the lead over here in this particular chart. But we do know, yeah, look at cost. Wow, that's just crazy. I should have just bought it when I set it at 13%. I'm like, oh, looks like all the traders are in on this. Looks like cost is the one to ride today. And now it's up 25%. Darn. Although then again, I'm pretty sure I can't buy a single dollar over here because on Friday I told everyone I was gonna buy like 500K worth of a stock, which I did, and now I'm out of buying power over here in Webull. But look at the bright side, Rocket Mortgage is actually up at 9.6%. Maybe this is maybe people are like, hey, well, look, I mean, if interest rates are going to go up, we may as well buy stocks in interest rate sensitive sectors. Interest rates going up, hey, it doesn't sound bad for Rocket Mortgage. Oh man. Woo! All right. Thanks, CMS or CM Smith. Yeah, I don't know why I always read that as CMS. Maybe that's because we have a hospital. Although that's not called CMS. I don't know. Whatever. Rocket Mortgage now up 10%. Naked Brand up 7%. Sundial's coming up. Let's go. Bitcoin 5%. Twitter. Oh my gosh. Twitter. Is this a CNBC hype? Is this a CNBC pump? Careful, those CNBC pumps are not extremely sustainable. Oh, look at that. Look at this. I'm not effing leaving. Make sure to get your mug. metkevin.com/merch. All right. Well, this is actually some good green we're starting to see here. It wouldn't shock me now that this ship is freed for us to see a lot of these stocks just turn up. Turn it up. Let's go. Wayfair, Li Auto, Peloton. Okay, what's still suffering? Well, the tanker. I mean, that's not a shocker at all that the tanker's down. API, I mean, these guys are still hanging out over here. You've actually got Dave & Buster's free falling. You got Wells Fargo suffer, kind of just down, but bouncing. So is EXP, just bouncing. Roblox bouncing as well. So most of the ones that are down are bouncing. which is not bad. That to me is a little bit of a sign that maybe we could just see the broader market just pull up. And honestly, I mean, that's what we need at this point. The broader market to just this week pull up. That's it. Tesla stock. Sitting here at 611. Freaking bargain, by the way. I think it's awesome. I think I said, what did I say in a video yesterday? I'm like, oh, I look at every share of Tesla as $3,000 in the future. I don't know exactly when in the future, but I do think it's possible within the next, certainly 10 years, hopefully 5. And that's really juicy number. Like, I want to be able to look back and go, yep, wow, it hit it way earlier than I thought. But anyway, when I look at buying Tesla and it's like $600 and I think it's going to be 3 in the future, sign me up. But that's based on your own conviction too. I mean, you could say the same thing about a lot of stocks. Okay, maybe you can't. Maybe you could only say that about Tesla. I don't know. Or I'm fanboying. Who knows? But anywho, yeah, 612 here at Tesla. We've got the biggest loser, really, just aside from Nordic, is Roblox. And it's really hard to discern why. Roblox has really just had a rough IPO open here. We've got, I mean, look at this. Yeah, this was the IPO day here. Close at 67 on Roblox. Right now we're trading at 67. We're literally flat from IPO day, despite a run-up on IPO day up to 75. That's pretty high. Yeah, look at that. EXPI. All right. Let's drop on over here. Cost being a little funny the way it's moving. We've got Rocket. Okay, Rocket is finally hitting a little bit of a peak here. And Twitter's still at that 5%. Very, very nice. And ChargePoint, nice. Really, check this out if you have not yet. Go to metkevin.com/chargers. This is what you'll see. Oh, hold on here. We'll pull it up together. metkevin.com. That's just 1E, chargers. All right, so this is a little pie that I made, and it includes Tesla and these charging companies here, just all equally weighted. And so you're really getting 6 EV companies and charging companies here together. And I think going forward, this could be a very, very juicy kind of trade to have, just particularly because of the infrastructure bill coming out. We'll see. I couldn't put all the chargers in there because not all of them trade on M1 Finance. But anywho, so okay, let's listen. Some things are worsening. Take a look at this. You had API now down 5.4%. So you got a nice red candlestick coming out over here. Yeah, look at this. You got Baidu, Churchill Capital, Tesla, all down about 2.5%. Really, the electric vehicle companies have just been getting wrecked. Obviously Tesla, CCAV, no exception over here. Yeah, let's see how NIO is behaving. NIO was rocketing there for a moment. Nope. See, look at that. NIO right back to red. That's unfortunate. We had some real hope there that maybe we'd be going green today. But the answer to that is a big fat no. And it looks like we're just getting more red instead. That's a bummer. Nordic down 10%. EXP down 5. API 4. Roblox 4. Churchill now down 3. Also trending down. Woo! BYD down, also the same. Workhorse down, Fisker is down. Like, if you just had literally a pie of all of the EV manufacturers, you'd just be red. That's it. It's just all down arrowing right now. Tesla now down at 603. So shocking, with a 35-year transition to electric vehicles and sustainable energy starting basically now. You would think that would not be happening. But that's okay. I think in the short term, what we're really getting is just a buying opportunity here. Same with Palantir. Palantir is not selling off as much as the EVs are, down at about 1.6%. We've got Fastly down at 1.44, or down 1.44. Yeah, even some of the chargers are down. Blank, Square just went red. NIO's back to red. NIO's down about 0.8 here. Just popped on me. I'm not sure which direction it went. We'll find the darn thing. Disney down 0.5%. Still a good amount of red, though we did get this market to even out a little bit more. We did start getting a good chunk of more green over here. ChargePoint up 4. It's so interesting. Blink is down like 2.5 to 3%. And then ChargePoint is up 4%. Well, that's actually one of the exact reasons I decided to make a pie of the Chargers, because like I don't know how to pick which, like, I mean, I know how to do fundamental analysis, but look, I've been comparing the Chargers fundamentally, and it's just a drag. The numbers aren't superb. You're really betting on Biden, I feel like, with the Chargers, and when you're doing that, you may as well just bet on the space. I don't know. That's one of the reasons I did that. If you invest in this pie, I do not manage your money. So don't, yeah. No. And I don't even know what promo M1 Finance is going on right now. I do know you can get 2 free stocks with Webull, which is this platform right here. When you go to metcalvin.com/Webull, up to $1,850 in free stocks when you deposit $100. And you can get $250 with BlockFi when you go to metcalvin.com/BF. Get up to $250 for free. Look at this, tattoos going back over 20. That's nice to see. Honestly, I mean, under 20, it's just oversold under 20 in my opinion. So that's nice to see. Costs at 17%. Nice. It's sort of stabilizing here. That trader momentum has softened a little bit. 8% on Rocket. Okay, let's take a peek. Going back here. What are the NSO? I would love to show SNL's take on NFTs, but I will instantly get demoned if I do that. We've tried that before, even briefly. They're bad. What's over here?
That's all we ask.
Well, no,
Dignity
it's
and
not.
respect.
You're asking, is this
Please-
dignity and respect? Look at
Please
these people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and respect
pandemic.
to the people.
That's Ted Cruz for you. What happened to transparency? That's the question, isn't it? We're going to head.
This is a Fox Business, and I guess they're showing video of Ted Cruz going to a border facility and getting kicked out. All right. Thanks, Fox Business. Can always rely on Fox Business to provide us our latest political drama. Let's take a peek here really quick. Oh, there we go. It updated. This is the ship's location here. Evergreen now solidly progressing. It's actually moving decently. Yeah, this is where it is. Okay. Wow, this is good. I would say within the next hour, we should be just totally out of this channel, which is freaking awesome. Get out. I wonder, though, if before other ships can really get in the channel, if they have to get all the tugboats and such out of the way. But you've got a whole lot of ships queued to get through this channel. Very, very good news. Okay, let's see if we can pull up Bloomberg news as well. Let's see what we got here. Neo. Let's go Bloomberg TV here. And we'll go back to the sticks as well in a moment. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this skit, the SNL NFTs. Oh, man. What do we got?
Okay, for technical reasons too.
I got this up multiple times now. Okay, great. Hold on. Give me a second here. Oh, yeah. Here's the other one. Found it. All right. There we go. All right, here we go.
Influencing where the short end is going to be. The Fed has been very consistent that they're not going to be raising rates for at least a couple of years. 11 out of 18 Fed forecasters have said it's not going to be even until past 2023. But you both on the supply and demand channels on the front end. Supply just with debt ceiling issues, with the Treasury General Account at the Fed that's going to be paying down at least $1 trillion more of Treasury bills. The supply story is not going to be very promising for the front end. And then you look at the demand side with all this flood of liquidity. Think about QE, $120 billion a month right now. Think about all the stimulus checks that are going to be hitting the bank accounts. Think about all the other SLR-related issues that are just going to be pushing around cash. And that cash is going to be looking for a home, and it's going to be a lot of it just dying to get those Treasury bills. And our recommendation is get all the Treasury bills you can at any positive yields right now, because at some point we're going to see all Treasury bills be anchored at zero and potentially trading at negative interest rates.
Peter, good to see you.
Oh, you hear this? Suggesting that potentially treasuries will be trading at negative rates?
And get you the latest on what's happening in this market. Just briefly, some sector price action. Here's Abby.
John, very neutral this morning. We're looking at 6 sectors.
That was a big statement. I want to hear more on this guy's opinion. Wow, that was crazy. He's basically saying, hey, go buy your treasuries now so you can actually get a yield before they go negative in the future. Wow, this is like the most opposite opinion I've heard in a very long time.
Fallout, the unknown fallout and exposure to Archegos. And then the chips, the stocks down more than 1%. It'll be interesting to see how these sectors do trade as the day plays out, John.
More coverage from Abby through the market day. Coming up, your trading diary. This is Bloomberg.
That'd be crazy. Negative yields. That could happen. Could happen. All right, let's see how things are behaving over here. GameStop, it's up 2.7%. It's always nice to see GameStop in the green. Let's see. Tattoo Chef almost over 20 here. Very good. Bitcoin still okay. Bitcoin pulling back a tiny little bit. So is Twitter. Both of these were up 5%, now up about 4.5%. Yeah, exactly. Here's a good Market Watch headline. This is a good way to describe this. Modest Monday losses for U.S. stocks amid concerns about major funds margin call. Yeah. This was a pretty anticipated open. A lot of folks were worried that there might be a lot more selling this morning because of those margin calls. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, you look at autos. Autos are selling. Look at this. You've got CCIV at almost below $22. You've got Tesla just broke below $600. Tesla, a nice fat red candlestick here. We've got, let's see. Yeah, Tesla. Okay, Canal at 12. Remember, this is the stock that always seems to rubber band back to $15 per share. Good, solid pain here in the EV sector. Yeah, good drop there on Tesla. Enphase down, also about 3%. Blink Charging's down. Fuel Cell, oh yeah. Square down 2%. Some more pain to be had over here. NEO is now also down about 2%. We had NEO doing decently. Again, NEO had a brief moment there of going positive, and that has now flipped on its head. Not exactly sure what kind of particular news we might be seeing, but it really has just been a down arrow here within the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Well, the market's been open for about 25 minutes. So I'd say within the past maybe 10 minutes here, we've seen a solid movement here towards the downside. Here we go. All right. Okay. MP Material, Pinterest, Intel. Yikes. All these guys down about 1.5% here. So another good red day. Etsy's down 1%. It's about split market today. It's either you're down today or you're up today. Well, I guess that's true of any stock, but I'd say we're somewhere around that 50-50 mark in terms of how things are up versus selling off. You do have Rocket Mortgage chilling out a little bit here. Did have a very nice run and all of a sudden down. Let's see. Let's look at the bargains right now to be had. Honestly, I'd say Tesla under 600. I mean, it's right at 600 right now, bobbing around. Let's see what else here. Let's see. So Tesla at 600. Palantir. What's Palantir doing right now? Where'd it go? CCAV. Wait, here we go. Where'd they go? I'll just type them in here. Hold on one second. Let's see. CCIV. CCIV is at 21.96. Oh no, it's at 22. The 22 now. NEO. Oh, there you go. NEO down again. NEO at 35.50. And Palantir at what's Palantir here? 21.90. And it's honestly even Square. 208. All. Okay, one sec. All right. So yeah, API. Let's see. API really leading the losses here. I wonder if we had a news event here on API. No, at least Weeble's not showing it. We check Bloomberg too, but at least Weeble's not showing any kind of particular news here. Nordic American Tankers now down 11%. Roblox also still suffering, about to head under the 67 level here. Churchill Capital, though, really the vehicle companies are leading the losses today. You've even got some of the LiDAR companies now selling down here. Luminar selling down, charging company selling down, Workhorse selling down, Plug Power selling down. Just, you know what? It's basically, if EV is down, done. Or rather, you know, if we want to go down today, just if you want to know if you're up or down, ask yourself how much exposure do you have to EV, and if you have exposure, you're down.
Trades that were unleashed to the market on Friday, an offering for CBS, Viacom CBS, also from Morgan Stanley yesterday. All of that raising questions in the market as to how much more needs to be offloaded, how leveraged are some of these hedge funds, and how much more selling might we see. So that's the permeating micro thesis here. Credit Suisse off a touch here, about 15%. So also Nomura as well as these banks definitely have exposure to those swap derivatives and will be taking a loss because of it. We'll be breaking that down more specifically throughout the next 2 hours. S&P taking a bit on the chin here, up by 0.5%, but we closed really strong though on Friday to 2-week high. The VIX still calm, over 20, but still relatively calm here, and crude up by over 1%. We'll talk about this as well. The Suez Canal, that ship that was moored there, seems to have a shaken loose here. It can move, but how does it move? Where does it move? Does it really free up the Suez? Those are kind of the questions that we're breaking down as well.
Well, if you look at the map, you'll see how it's moving. It's with a propeller. Where it's moving is north, and it's moving at a rate that's slower than all the little tugboats, because you can see the tugboats have almost cleared the canal. And I think once these tugboats are out, they're just kind of, I mean, they're not needed right now, so they could get out of here. They could go to port, get the large, the Ever Given here, get them out of here, and you've got a queue ready to come in. I wouldn't be surprised as soon as we see these tugboats leave that we'll start having these ships come back in here. All right, so let's see if we have any other brilliant commentary here from Bloomberg.
For the banks, both Credit Suisse and Nomura saying it could really result in losses, possibly even showing up on the quarter. As for some of the stocks that are involved in the margin call, the one-way wrong bets, take a look at GS Technology over the last 5 days. Unbelievable, down 55%, then Viacom down 60%. Just a huge
it is not damaged. It is I mean, I'm sure it has some damage, but it's not damaged to the point where it cannot drive, which is very good.
And the margin calls. However, at this point, we have some mixed moves for some of the more well-known stocks. If we take a look, well, actually, Discovery early had been higher. Now it's lower too. So just the uncertainty around all of this guy is causing, and here we have GSX once again, absolutely plunging. So it seems as though the uncertainty is leading into the trend that we saw last week of those huge losses. Again, just as an example, Viacom down 50% in just 5 days. Really pretty extraordinary. And it, again, is not known how far these tentacles go or how long it will take to really clean it up, Guy.
Let's take a look at Tencent. Tencent. How much are they down here? Let's see here. So they're down about 1.8% on the day here. Let's zoom out to the day chart completely here. Yeah, I mean, look at this sell-off here at Tencent. Let's just go back here historically. Okay, I mean, so we've had a nice run. Let's see, where was the pandemic? Here's the pandemic. Here, right here. So you've had a nice run to about $76 in January. It was really this January, February period where we had a big run up at Tencent. And all of that has now sold off. We're back at those January levels. Lemonade at $85. Oh, man. Let's see. Somebody mentioned that just now. API down 6.4%. It's a good drop there at API. Rocket Mortgage up 7%. Rocket needs a little bit of love. Roblox down 5% again, continuing to trend down here. Fisker, wow, look at the cars. The cars are getting destroyed. Absolutely wrecked. I mean, Fisker's at $16.80. Churchill Capital down 4%. Trying to bounce off these lows right here. Whoa. That's ouchies. And then Tesla's actually, it's bouncing along the bottom here, bouncing right along the 6 level. Wow. That 590 level, I mean, that's getting close to our within that for that W-shaped recovery. That's pretty dang close to within that 10% of 530 that we were thinking at 530 low. 1.1 would be 583. We hit 583. We'll officially have hit within 10% of the lows that we had on March 5th and 8th. And I blend those two together because those were really lows were shared between those 2 days. And yeah, I mean, that would be us getting within 10%. I don't think we're going to get back to those levels. Those levels are pretty intense. Woo! All right. Anyway, NEO's also down almost 3% now, and it's the entire sector. So you can't really like feel bad about an individual pick. It's the entire sector's down. All of them. Even Moderna's down today. I don't know why. I don't know. This is bizarre. Plug Power, Microvision, Upwork, Hyliion, Canal, Palantir, 3%. Enphase, 3%. Just for giggles, I go over to my power panel, and while I've got everything on it here, for giggles, I just take the main breaker and turn it off, and then I come back in here and I'm like, yep, everything's still on. That's thanks to my Enphase battery. Lauren doesn't like that, though, because we kind of may have just hooked up the battery to my stuff and not the rest of the house. Sorry. Anywho, we'll go back over here. We're all talking about this.
They're in street name. They're not really disclosed in the way that you'd expect standard disclosure to be for a large institution. So when these trades were occurring on Friday, I'm sure I was not alone frantically hitting up the HDS page on Bloomberg, going, who owns this stuff? And all I'd really come up with was Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, Nomura, which we now know that they really were the holders of this, but that becomes the big problem.
Steve, so how do we deal with this? We're in a situation where we've had huge amounts of QE. We've got super low interest rates. People are gearing up because they need returns, and the money is available.
Is Tesla going down to our within 10% level? I hear Tesla's tanking. Tesla tanking. Oh, God. Let's see. So what do we got in Tesla? No, it's still stable around here. So we're actually kind of seeing this sort of a stabilization over here. We did have a moment where this was essentially free falling, but it's relatively stable now. Let's zoom out a little bit. I really think what do we got here? Our 610 level has been blown apart. The 580, 585, somewhere around here, 582. That's within 10%. So this bottom line here, we don't really want to see it exceed because that's going to get us within that 10% of the previous drop that we've had. We're getting dangerously close to that now. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is some red that we're definitely seeing here. NEO being at 35. I like to say it's a buying opportunity because I believe it's a buying opportunity. I wish I had more cash. This is exactly what I'd be buying right now. Tesla, Palantir, so on. But geez. It is, look, Voyager Digital, 8%. This is, look at that, Rocket Mortgage. Wow, look at that candlestick. What is happening here? Yeah, Rocket Mortgage, all of a sudden here, within the last 9 minutes, just decided to rocket. Woo! Nice little run there on Rocket Mortgage. Heading back to that 30. It's been under 30 for so long. GameStop, only up 3%. A weird trading day here. I mean, look at this. Costs literally went from 13% to 25%. Now it's at 10%. See, it just goes to show you really got to pay attention to the sticks on these. They can move so fast in one way or the other. Yeah, let's see. Let's look at what the VIX is doing. Can we see the VIX on here? I think we can. There we go. VIX is at 2071. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly up. It's nowhere near. See, it's nowhere near that fear level that we had during the this sort of first crash here, end of February, beginning of March. Yet still, big pain in certain sectors, most specifically EVs. EVs just getting slaughtered. And so EXPI, for some reason, trading along with API and, you've even got SunPower tied up in this mess. You got Fisker. Fisker's down 5% now, still trending down. Churchill almost down that 5%, down about 4.6%. With Tesla, wherever the heck Tesla is, here's NEO. NEO down about 3%. And then wherever Tesla is, Tesla also suffering. Tesla, down 2.7%. Now at 602, not at lows of the days, which were at 596. So we'll see if we come bouncing off that. But definitely rough for the EVs right now. Such a great sector, but just getting destroyed.
Now, why is that? Well, back in 2010, as part of the Dodd-Frank legislation.
And keep in mind, we've had these 33% sell-offs at Tesla before. So thank you, Colby, for mentioning this is down 33% from all-time highs. We've had these 33% sell-offs before at Tesla. the cool thing is, if there's anything cool about this, is once you sell off 33% of Tesla, it gets really difficult for Tesla to sell off even more than that. Just historically, we see it go down a third, then it rallies, 50%, and then it's down a third. Then it rallies a bunch, then it's down a third. We've seen this before. Once you get to being a third down, it gets really tough for it to sustain being lower than a third down. I've personally found.
Their stock holdings.
I love this chart, by the way. I like updating this like every few minutes and then seeing it move. Just sort of like pops. But yeah, this is really exciting to see this thing move. Gosh, it's so good. Let's zoom out here for a moment. Have we gotten other ships in the canal yet? Seems to. Oh, there we go. Oh, last tugboat's still coming out. Yeah, and then we could get some of these other ships coming through. Whew. I kind of want to take a cruise through the Suez Canal now. Like, now it feels historic. Now it feels like a destination. Like, I want like a Viking river cruise to take me through here and go, okay, over here on the left or right, depending which way I'm going. This is where the Ever Given was stuck and was, as Kevin says, the embodiment of inflation in a physical form. I don't know why they have to be like half Australian now. Anywho, where were we? Oh yeah, okay. Tesla at 604 now. Moderna. Why is Moderna selling off? I don't know why. Moderna. Look at Moderna just plummeting here. I don't know what's going on with Moderna. I will say, if Moderna gives us some nice discounts and we get Moderna under like under 100 again, that's gonna start getting pretty juicy. Okay, somebody wants to know. CM Smith wants to know what my thoughts are on Matterport. Still love it. Still love it, especially under 14. I mean, gosh, to me, you stop buying it like. Slow stop once you go over 16 at Matterport. Hard stop over 20. It's at 1381 right now. It's just this is a bargain. This is just selling off because it's part of the SPAC attack. Alpine 4. Spencer Gore seriously. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Kevin losing money on the Suez Canal. Save Kevin from the suits. That's too funny. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. ArcX. I'm pretty sure ArcX trades tomorrow. The Space Fund. Yeah, this is set to trade tomorrow. Careful on mRNA. Pfizer decided to screw them and make mRNA tech without them. Yeah, that's the other thing is how commoditized is this mRNA technology going to get? So look at Rocket, 13% on Rocket. Rocket now taking the lead. Upstart again. I mean, talk about the ultimate trader stock going green again here. Woo! Upstart the last couple weeks has just been beautiful, beautiful stock to own. I mean, this thing went from $60 to $151. I mean, wow. What a freaking run. So cool. Virgin Galactic. Okay, so we've had a little bit of a pullback on some of these other stocks here that were more green not that long ago. Apple's almost about to go red here. Now also trying to bounce off that low here of the day. Ubiquity was up higher. It was up like 4% there for a brief moment. But also now kind of turning towards zero. I wouldn't mind if some of the EV companies turn towards zero. Maybe just everything you can just compress to being flat. And then we'll just go take off. We'll go on a walk. All right, Mr. Generac. We got to listen to what Fox
That giant cargo ship that was stuck in the Suez Canal is now free. Traffic back to normal yet?
Yeah, so the Ever Given, as you mentioned, free as a bird after multiple tugboats were brought in to wiggle that massive ship free from the mud in the canal. So now it's on its way out of the Suez Canal to make room so other ships can now get through. You have more than 450 ships are waiting near the mouth of the Suez Canal trying to get through. Hopefully, some ships have already diverted the long way around the bottom tip of Africa, Cape Hope. Now, oil prices, here's a sign that things are looking up and up. Oil prices are down. We were down as much as 2% before we started this morning in the Wall Street session. And that's because more than 1 million barrels per day of oil goes through the Suez Canal, more than 12% of global trade. And hopefully when more ships pass through, that means that chips, exports, toilet paper can get through.
Let's not forget the toilet paper. That's right. There was a run on that. Now then, I'm really interested in seeing how fast things get back to normal. I would presume that there is still a delay whilst all those 400 ships finally get through the canal. Who better to ask about this than Daniel Jurgen, who knows a thing or two about the world shipping business. So the ship's free, Daniel. Can shipping companies just breathe a big sigh of relief?
Well, no, I think, yes, big sigh of relief. It was too big to pass. Now that ships can pass. But the big problem now is that ports around the world, the supply chains are disrupted anyway. And this will really add to the disruption, the delays, and it kind of will overwhelm ports, particularly in Europe. So it just adds to the disruption in the global supply chains.
You call these giant container ships treasure ships, don't you?
Yes, it
that's
comes
your
from.
expression. Explain that.
In the new map, I describe them as really China's treasure ships. In the 15th century, China had these giant treasure ships when it was a huge naval power, and these huge ships, you know the scale of them, are really what has connected China to the world economy. And without container ships, China would not be, in a sense, the manufacturing workshop of the world that it is. Take that ship, the Ever Given. It was leaving on the normal run from Shanghai to Rotterdam, filled with up to 20,000 containers, everything. And that's the way, this is the foundation of the global economy. And 7 out of 10 of the world's largest container ports are in China, not surprisingly.
Wow. But is there a problem with these containers, actually the containers themselves, getting them to be in the right place as the world trade system starts firing up again?
Yes, it was basically a lot of this goes back to the pandemic, and we're still feeling the effects of the pandemic because there's such a demand. Take the United States; people are locked down.
Pause there for a moment and just say one of the things he mentioned here, very powerful. 7 out of 10 of the world's largest ports are in China. All right, take a peek here at the sticks, and we'll come back to see. So look at that, EXPI now down almost 7%. My goodness, now down 7 and a bit percent on what doesn't appear to be very much news here. We've got API selling down, Roblox down, all these guys down over 5%. Churchill's trying to avoid that 5% number, really scraping along bottom right now, kind of like an anchor under the Ever Given, just scraping along bottom, not getting any traction to get up. Enphase down 3%. It looks like, where's Tesla? Tesla was part of this negative 3% gang. Squares down 2.65%. Also looks pretty juicy right now. Palantir 2.3%. There we go. Tesla's at 2%, right there with NIO. Tesla's at 606, with Matterport also down 2%. NIO sitting at 35.41, trying to recover, trying to pull a recovery here. But very, 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 very slow recovery for sure. Let's take a peek here at Bloomberg. Okay, so here's our ship. It's about to be under this bridge. Actually, might update under this. I'm sorry, this is a tunnel road. So it looks like they would be driving over this. There we go. It's now through it. There it is. It is moving. It is almost out of the one-way area here, which is really exciting. It's moved quite a lot. Oh, look at this. It looks like you've got some potentially new ships getting ready to head on in. Not quite yet. Okay, we'll see. All right, let's listen to this.
Takeover in the jet leasing business. Carlisle.
Uh-oh. All right, fine then.
Not as easy, not as difficult to pass through as the Suez Canal.
Fascinating. 2 canals, really, of all major importance for the world trade system. Got it. Daniel Jurgen, thanks for being with us, as always, Daniel.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Thanks very much. Now, a draft of the World Health Organization, WHO, and China, their study into the origins of
Oh,
So
Visa to
financial
use
technology
stablecoin?
companies. And that is your latest business flash, Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Ritika. So a global shortage of computer chips has upended everything from phones and gaming consoles to cars, and you have the Suez Canal blockage making it worse, despite the fact that the Evergreen ship moved today. Now, Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow joins us now with more. Hey, Ed, it was a great piece on the terminals. We're detailing all the issues with chip suppliers. Walk us through the main bottlenecks.
Right, and Stifel out of a note today as well, saying that basically the global chip shortage appears to be getting worse. And what they cite is lead times. So we bring up the first chart. What you can see is that since February, the average time it's taking the industry to fulfill an order
I
is
say that this is really good for crypto here. Visa piloting transaction settlement in stablecoins using Ethereum, the USDC here. Wow, that's really good. That's obviously this USDC is the largest stablecoin, pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the largest. Maybe there's another one that's larger. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's one of the largest. Visa's partners will soon be able to settle their obligations with the company directly in USDC. The credit card giant is already partnering with 35 digital currency platforms, including BlockFi, which remember get up to $250 for free using BlockFi. Going to metcalvin.com/BF. And you can earn interest on your crypto. We found that many of our crypto partners are building on top of and are using USDC. Wow. Natural fit. That's big news for this crypto space here. That's great. All right. Good. All right, what do we got over here?
Is that it's about installed capacity. You see Intel pledging to invest $20 billion, TSMC wanting to invest in the US as well. And perhaps that's why we've seen some outperformance in names like Applied Materials. Because what does Applied Materials do, Alex and Guy? They make the machines that build the chips. If you're going to build new factories, you've got to fill them full of very high-tech robotics, very high-tech machinery. So you can see in the last few months that outperformance by Applied Materials relative to the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index, relative to the SOX. But for now, that is where we're at. Supply situation is getting worse, and there's no quick fix. Installed capacity, increasing production capacity takes time, and it takes a lot of dollars.
Yeah.
Ed, nice. Thank you very much indeed. Bloomberg's Ed Ludlow joining us on the chip shortage.
Ed Ludlow, that guy, by the way, was the guy who broke the news on CCIV that apparently may not have been the news. But anyway, that was that guy. All right, Square. Square down 3%, 207. Palantir also 3%. It just can't break out of this mess right now. Tesla's having the same problem. They're all dragging along the bottom here. 2% not so devastating, not like CCIV here at 4%. Although CCIV is slowly digging itself out of a trench here. Not a bad entry point though, around this 22 figure. I mean, these are so oversold right now, these EVs. Just any extra cash, I'd be throwing right into the EVs. But I keep concentrating myself into the EVs. But then again, I just so much believe that we are at the beginning of a 35-year run for this transition. Charge point, some of the chargers up here. Upstart again running 4.5%, killing it over on Upstart. Upstart's just doing so very well. But everything else is a little mixed. Things that were really green this morning aren't as green anymore. Twitter was up 5%. Now it's up 2%. ChargePoint was over 4. Now it's just over 3. We've got Planet was over 3%. I'm sorry, not Planet. Tattoo Chef was pretty sure this was up like 3%. Now it's up under 1%. What else? Let's see. EXPI down 7.5%. We're not sure why either on Planet 13 here. SunPower, Plug, these guys also selling down. Yelp, Carvana, Churchill. Yeah, and it's kind of been stable over here. I mean, look at this. Lemonade under 85. Lemonade, we get that under 80. That's going to be the point where I start talking about adding Lemonade again. That just gets too cheap. There were periods of time this was way under 1 million people traveling a day. I mean, it got so low. 400,000-500,000. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Gosh, the TSA passenger data. All right, let's take a peek here. Okay, so let's see here. API. The API down even worse now, down about 7.5%. So the things that are down are just worsening on the down here. Churchill was trying to recover. gave up on that recovery effort real fast. Enphase is down 4% now, selling off even more. Lemonade still sitting around 84, but also trending down for the day. It's just anything auto related selling down. It's crazy. Hyliion's down 3.4. We've got Redfin's trading. Redfin's almost going to be under 60 here soon. With Tesla at 602, barely trying to stay above that 600 figure there. Where'd NIO go? Here we go. NIO's at 2.8. Just lots of rough news for the EV, apparently. Or rough trading, I should say, for the EVs. The news isn't too... I shouldn't say... I mean, there is news regarding the EVs, but I don't think any of it is that impactful that we should be seeing the sell-off that we are seeing. Rocket, though, up 12%. Great. Not exactly sure the catalyst here on why. Yeah, oh well. Twitter only half as high as it was during the day here. And everything else relatively staying stable. Not seeing a terribly lot of movement here in the markets with the pricing that we have. So not horribly volatile. The VIX is up, volatility index. But we do not have, let's see here. I'll pull up, where is it? We don't have much insane movement happening. Let's listen in here for a moment. Oh.
Big, great pictures of the huge vessel blocking the Suez Canal. So clearly, the markets have responded, I would say, skittishly. I mean, oil, we're in the Middle East. I've been shocked by the volatility last week on oil markets because, frankly, oil really isn't the big issue here. We can move oil up pipelines alongside the canal. It's a very limited amount of crude oil that actually goes through the Suez Canal anyway, maybe 4 or 5% of actually seaborne trade. So, I think there's been an overreaction because we're in the Middle East and what have you. But the bigger picture is the supply chains of the container-based products particularly are under huge stress, whether it be the west coast of the US, whether it be Suez, whether it be the Panama Canal. And we know that that's likely to continue. And as I've said before, it's going to be inherently inflationary, I think, to the supply chain structure of commodities as we look forward through 2021.
What are the lessons learned from this, Doug? Are these ships getting too big? Do we need smaller ones? Reducing the risk. The risk is now too big to fail for the ships. More onto single vessels. How long is it going to take before the supply side, in terms of the number of containers available, starts to ease, the number of ships starts to ease? Can you just kind of walk me through the more medium-term implication?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. I mean, when you're talking dry commodities such as soybeans or cargoes or iron ore, those types of commodities, they're shipped on Cape-sized vessels. They're called Capes because they have to go around the Cape of Good Hope and Cape Horn. Now, you look at the size of the vessel going through the Suez Canal there, and frankly, it just about fits. So, why isn't that going around the Capes? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to rethink the sizing. I definitely believe that there will be a lot more time in transit for those types of vessels through the Suez Canal. Nobody wants this to happen again, which may well delay the actual speed of actually transiting the canal. And frankly, it's just a wake-up call for people to realize what sort of size containers are being moved globally to meet the demand from people at home clicking, wanting white goods, and all the other areas that we're starting to see add to the inflationary pressures around the world.
On the flip side, though, I was reading a lot this weekend about how for the LNG tankers in particular, if they go around, they won't have to pay tolls, so they can handle higher freight costs and their offsets. What do you think about that?
Yeah, come on, man. I'd rather go through it and pay the toll.
Canal, but you get there quicker. If you go around the Capes, you burn more fuel, you get there slower. So, it's interesting that some of the markets, such as diesel fuel in Europe, is in what we call a contango, i.e. it's more expensive in the future. So you're actually better off going around the Cape because your product gets worth more the later it arrives. So all these considerations will be there for everybody to review. But I think, frankly, the size of that vessel going through the Suez has just woken everybody up to the fact that, bad weather, maybe they'll close it for those types of vessels, which will again slow down the transit of those types of vessels through the, into Europe and out of Europe towards Asia.
In terms of other facilities as well, this has also made everybody realize that ports in particular are woefully at the moment undersized. You look at the number of vessels that are sitting off California right now waiting to unload. That's another problem. We're going to get an infrastructure bill later on this week from the President of the United States. How much do we need to spend getting this sorted? How big a problem have we at the moment in terms of underinvestment, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think it's a very, very good point you make. And I think the thing that's really exacerbating it is the human capital side of it too. People just, if they're not well, or they can't get there, or people are taking precautions, it just absolutely slows it down hugely. Not to mention
a little bit of a recovery here happening right now while this person's talking about the canal.
Those all together, you just can't run global supply chains that are so long without working capital deployed in inventory at your site. You have to have more money tied up in product that you need to produce your finished goods. And clearly that will be inflationary. And the world is just starting to realize that. And it just is a new sort of thing, because we're so used to efficient action and just, I don't need to tie up my money that way. So I think that's a major change.
So Doug, to that point, we say in the commodity world for a second, what commodity or what product is going to be the easiest to reallocate in terms of getting your supply closer, et cetera? And what's the hardest?
I think it's not going to be quite as easy as that. Soybeans are grown in South America and they go to China.
Yeah.
It's fine in Australia and Brazil, and it goes to China. Oil, we know where it's produced and where it flows. What you need to do if you're using these products is you need to have higher inventory at your destination, which means it's a demand for higher inventory, not because you're using it, just because you have that comfort. And what that means is suddenly to the commodity markets, there's additional supply, additional demand that comes in that isn't real, but is seen as real because it's restocking and it affects market prices, which is why we remain bullish overall commodity prices over the next cycle of 1-2 years. Oil is one thing that everybody focuses on oil. Oil's got problems because demand is still sluggish. It's fine on a bit of gasoline, but diesel and jet fuel is really, really lingering, as Europe and other places who use mainly those products are just not getting it going. But oil will gradually get there, and we believe with the OPEC meeting coming up, the Saudi will be particularly hawkish still. He'll try and keep it tight. He wants higher prices. And so we'll gradually grind our way probably higher. But other commodities we see as far more bullish, and I've spoken about the softs and the commodities and agricultural products in previous times on the show.
Doug, nice to see you. Thanks for your time once again. Always interesting. Doug King, RCMA Group Chairman. Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll see how this all develops. Really, I just hope the impact of this ship is limited. That's the big thing. And we heard last week, by the way, just keep this in mind. We heard last week that as long as this ship gets moved by Monday, the impact to supply chains should be limited. Hey, it's moved by Monday, so that's very, very good. Now we've got Fisker trending down, Roblox trying to recover here a little bit. EXPI tried to recover, but it just can't. Churchill is now down about 5%, down actually worst part of the day, not quite the worst part of the day yet, but it's trending towards the worst part of the day here at 21.80. It's at 21.86, so another 6 pennies, and we are at the worst part of the day for CCIV. We've got Square down about 3.4% here. Li Auto, a lot of the manufacturers just down in the dumps right now. Although NIO's holding firm at that 2% figure, 2.25%, right around there. Where's Tesla today? Tesla's trying to recover as well. You could really see this market wants to recover, but really having a rough time getting that buying power to stay up. We've got Rocket Mortgage even, continues to sort of pop up to about 12 to 13%, pulls back a bit. Bitcoin back to 5%. Costs, the trade came and went. I mean, you would have had to really have watched the sticks here, but I mean, the trade came on fast and evaporated pretty dang quickly there. This is one of the tough things about trading right now and in this market is you'll be so fast. The wind staying at your back is very, very fleeting. Just doesn't stay there very long. Twitter, great start to the day. Did end up right now about at 2.5%. A lot of these stocks here, I'm seeing quite a few names that were up 3-4% this morning that are roughly flat right now. So a lot of flattening happening here. Peloton was green this morning. Peloton went up to about 108. Peloton now down about 0.2%. Relatively flat here. FRX at 10.15 is a bargain for a SPAC, but SPACs have just lost love for the time being. Ubiquity has turned negative in the day. This was also green by about 3 to 4% and has turned red for the day. I'm not sure if I said red, but I want to clarify that. It has turned red. We've got, what else here? Palantir down almost 3%, under $22 a share. Bargain basement prices here for Palantir. Obviously, historically, it has been lower, but just within these 20s, this seems to be a very oversold range within the last few months, certainly. Roblox really suffering to stay above that IPO pricing, though we are getting some nice green candlesticks here just within the last few minutes. So that is some nice growth, about 70 cents there. Almost 5% still sitting at Churchill, approaching that low of the day. Not quite there yet. Fisker and Churchill really hurting here, with the exception of, let's see here, Tesla now trying to run up again. Tesla green candling. That's it. That's the new way to say it. We are green candling. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, sorry. All right. Let's see. Yeah, volatility index. Oh my gosh, 13%. Geez. Hold on. What's this here? Oh yeah. Just reading some of your comments here about. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Oh yeah. No. All right. Keep going here. Buy the guacamole. Yeah, buy the red. Jeez, buy the dip. Oh, I see what you did there. I like that. Buy the guacamole. Buy the dip. What's green today? ChargePoint, Bitcoin Rocket, BFT. They're gonna get right here. BFT. I bet you they're gonna get that CNBC pump later. Okay, there we go. So keep an eye on that one. But the CNBC pump doesn't last very long. Usually the Jim Cramer pump pushes it up, and then it kind of it slows down. Quite a bit. Oh wow, thank you for that. Big shout out here in the course. Somebody mentions just finished stock course, started the real estate course yesterday. This is so far the best purchase that I've ever made, worth every cent. Oh, thank you for that. Shout out Msana 1407. Appreciate you. All right, continuing on. Pretty stable though. I'd have to say. I mean, things aren't moving much in stonks here. Not moving much. No, the things that are bloody are staying bloody. It's official. Churchill's now down 5%. Okay, yeah, there we go. It just hit lows of the day, down 5%, but really barely moving here. Yeah, Lemonade's. I mean, just a slow sort of bleed out here. Definitely rough. It's important to diamond hand this junk. Where'd Tesla go? I always try to keep an eye on Tesla and the NEO here. They seem to be pretty volatile today. Yeah, 606 at Tesla. Tried recovering, kind of coming back down a little bit though. NEO sitting at 35.6. NEO's recovering. Yeah, NEO's coming back a little bit. Please look at Posh. Yeah, I don't know much about Poshmark. But yeah, let's see. They've sold. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Look at Posh. So Posh on its first day of trading closed at 98. Oh my gosh, the thing's at $38. What? It's just been straight down at Posh. That's crazy. Poshmark, what's happening there? Buy and sell and discover home or fashion and home decor. Oh, I don't know anything about this company. Interesting. Wow, that's a bummer. Oh, listed Share it, earn cash. Oh, it's almost like an eBay, but maybe simpler. That's interesting. Let's look at the ship here. Oh, that's a bummer for that one. I want to see the ship update to like right here. Let's see, because this auto updates every. Well, I mean, when I'm on the tab, it updates, but I know this has got to update a lot. Okay, so we were just past the tunnel. I'll go ahead and hit refresh on it. You can see this page by going to metkevin.com/evergreen. Let's see where it is. So it was at the tunnel. Oh wow, it's way past it now. Here's where the tunnel was. Oh, it's almost at the mouth. Oh, it's almost out. That's crazy. Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's super excited. Thank you. Oh, y'all being so nice. All right. So wow, that's so good. I just hope once that ship is totally out, that the market turns around with the freeing of that ship. Because we've had red long enough here. Long enough red. We need this W to come. Tesla at 608 right now, trying to recover from these days lows here. It's really going back to where it opened here, which is nice. Good to see here. Let's see here. Arrivals down 10% today. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, definitely don't put your eggs in one basket. That's for sure. But do diversify. But yeah, I mean, I'm very diversified in electric vehicles. Okay, not really. I'm not really. I can't say I'm diversified. Wow. All right. Well, pretty stable. The rest of the market right here. I don't think we're seeing many other moves here. We are seeing CCI or not CCI. We are seeing the ship move, which is fantastic. We'll be out of here within the next 30 minutes. We'll be probably within the next hour. We'll be totally out of here and totally freed, which is phenomenal. Get the ship moving again. Absolutely wonderful. Bloomberg TV quantifying the impact of stimulus.
The second thing, and this is exactly to what you're asking, which is what is the terminal growth rate of the economy? Because we're going to be in a bit of a sugar high here, given all the stimulus, both fiscal and monetary. But then when that all sorts out, where do we land? We think for 22, it's still a good story, 5.5%. Then the third piece of that puzzle is inflation. And the capital markets have to sort through kind of all the above and then decide what's the right track for the markets. So far, that answer has been higher because part of what's happening too with this stronger than expected economic growth is you're having a faster healing of the labor markets. So we now think that, this year, by the summer, unemployment can go down to 4.7%, 4.5% by the end of the year. And by the summer of next year, we could be back to full employment. We could see a 3 handle on unemployment. So, it's all a ripple. And then the last thing you see coming in, which is a positive, is the earnings. And right now we're looking at, I think consensus this year is still about 172. We think you could see 180 plus potentially this year with, next year, 2022 being $200 plus. So there's a lot of positive underpinnings, not just to the economy, but to the markets.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here with the economy. I'm stoked to see everything get back to a rocket ship. But hey, in the meantime, we've just been loading up on the dip that keeps on giving. Yeah, woo! It's been a ride. So keep those diamond hands strong. I know it's look at this. I know it's tough. Especially look at that. Another red candlestick here on CCAV. Jeez. We're now down 5.6%. Jeez. I mean, this is getting to that point where it's like you're looking for a buying opportunity or to get in on the CCAV. You're getting to those low spots where it might start making sense with this EV sell-off. It's incredible. Tesla's actually holding up better, and so is NIO. Both these guys holding up a little bit better. Wow. Rough day. Another rough day. Rough Monday. So we'll see how the rest of the week turns out. Airbnb's up 3%. Upstart's up 8%. Rocket's up 10%. So there's some green to be had. But, geez, not much. Yeah, the rest of the market barely flat. Most of the market flat to down 1 to 2% on average, I would say, for most of what we're seeing right now. All of a sudden, Churchill now down. Wow, look at this. Churchill's now down 6.3%. The red candlestick continues. It has broken to lows of the day. Let's see how low we got. It's continuing now. Let's see how low we got. We got all the way down to 20.4 at the prior dip. That's when we hit bottom previously. It was 20.4. And right now we are at 22.2. Wow. All right. We'll keep an eye on it. All right, folks. I got the course member live stream coming up in an hour and 7 minutes. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for being here. Hodel from Kazakhstan, thank you for being here. Folks, appreciate y'all.